Hey everyone, welcome to Taste Different Gaming Appetizers. What are we talking about tonight? Snack packs. But we're also talking about, what am I talking about? Oh yeah, Battle Royale games. Battle Royale games collapse as Sandbox titles soar to new trends. So, here, let me pull up this article. Battle Royale games collapse as Sandbox titles soar amid new trends. That's what they're saying. That's what the kids are saying nowadays. It's finally being confirmed in the data. The world is moving on from Battle Royale titles and instead focusing on sandbox games, adopting that sense of freedom and choice over being the last man standing. In a new report from NewZoo, the guys over at NewZoo, it was confirmed that Battle Royale games saw a monumental, I'm going to use my big words, drop of negative 27% in playtime in 2025 versus 2024. By contrast, Sandbox titles grew a whopping 36% in playtime in the same window. There were also some minor declines in the shooter and role-playing space, with adventure games also saw minor growth. It seems to be the new trend these days. We're seeing Sandbox games soar in almost every respect as players settle in and build a life for themselves in some digital universe. These universes include the likes of Project Zomboid, Gary's Mod, Minecraft, Terraria, Roblox, as detailed by NewZoo. Battle Royale titles, which saw a boom in 2019 onwards, with the likes of Fortnite, Apex Legends, and Call of Duty Warzone skyrocketing, had a monumental drop across all platforms in 2025. The decline isn't much of a surprise, as it's effectively common knowledge that the Battle Royale experience is dying out. Even Fortnite is leaning into alternative entertainment to keep fans engaged, standing up the UEFN ecosystem and offering all types of games and side modes away from the Battle Royale core. We know that from Fortnite, right? They have like the Lego version now and the whole like rock band and racing, I think. It gets even more impressive when you realize that Sandbox games are flying up and over every other genre, despite some major releases in the last year. For instance, Battlefield 6, the best-selling game of last year, a first-person shooter, and Arc Raiders, a transformative extraction shooter that racked up millions of sales, both dropped in 2025. It's not a good look for the top-tier Battle Royale games, which are failing to secure traction going forward. Apex Legends had a 24% drop in playtime in 2025, and Fortnite recorded a 29% drop. Shooters also suffered immensely. You can see here, Call of Duty negative 33, Valorant negative 15, Siege negative 24, Overwatch negative 29, and Destiny negative 40. Even Counter-Strike and Marvel Rivals couldn't save shooters, and that's with Marvel Rivals seeing a 546% increase in players in 2025, although that figure is skewed given that Marvel Rivals dropped in December of 2024. The numbers for 2026 will be much more interesting to view when they're released, given that Arc Raiders has blown up and will undoubtedly bolster results. Yeah, there we go. Let me stop this. So, I mean, we'll see what these guys think. I think one of the things that probably contributes to this is a few things, right? The Battle Royale gamers are getting older. They're getting older, their interests change, because more than likely a lot of younger people that started playing Battle Royale, Fortnite, back then, were probably, again, school children and stuff like that. Now they're, like my son, he started playing when the game basically first came out. He still plays it, but not as much anymore, right? And now he's in high school and, getting towards that area where, both of our sons, are getting toward the area where they're becoming adults and going to be out on their own and things like that. So they kind of get away from, not to say like Fortnite's a kid's game or anything, but they're, when you get older, your interests change, right? You still game and stuff, but you want to hang out with your friends more. You get into, girls and dating and school gets kind of, and other activities, band, whatever, football, whatever you're into. And so life gets hectic, right? So I think that's partially having to do with it. I think also, people, battle royale games and stuff like that, trends do come and go. Battle royale games are not going to be number one forever. There's no way they could keep that streak going from the point of coming out till forever. So at some point, people are just going to eventually lose interest and move on to other things, right? And so I think that's just part of it as well, right? I think people they're kind of sick and tired of battle royale games and want to move on to other things, right? They want to move on to other types of games, right? So I think there's a lot of different factors in that, but I don't think that's necessarily the end of battle royale games or games like Fortnite or anything like that. But they could see a considerate decrease in player numbers, right? Where it'll probably steady out or even out eventually at a lower number, right? MMOs kind of do the same thing too, where you have this high boost of players and then they kind of level out to where you have the people that play them religiously play, right? And that level of gamers kind of ebbs and flows just a little bit until like something like a big release, an expansion or something like that happens in the game. Then you might see an increase again, but eventually that game's going to level out again, or maybe even decrease a little bit more, right? As people just move on to other things. So I don't know. Let's go around and see what everybody thinks. What do you think, Shane? You look like you're deep in thought.
Yes. Deep thoughts.
Or just deep. I'm not sure.
Yeah. No, I think you pretty well hit the nail on the head. I mean, you get older, your time becomes more expensive, really. I mean, you get older, you can't just dedicate 12 hours to Fortnite. You have to dedicate yourself to school more. You have to dedicate yourself to family more. Then you hit, like our sons are, they're about to start driving. Driving is going to lead to late night parking. Kids, especially the boys, which is a big majority of gamers, the vast majority are boys, and they're going to grow up. They're going to discover things that are more fun to play with than, Fortnite. I mean, not to be crude, but that's just a fact of life. My son, he's had him a few girlfriends now. He's, getting ready to hit 15, and he don't play games like he used to, but he's also very dedicated to music. He does a lot of music stuff, jazz and orchestra, heavy metal, all that stuff. So his priorities, he still likes to play games. He's playing some twitchy shooting game right now, and but he'll only play it for 20, 30 minutes, and then he'll go off, play his drums or whatever, and that's what happens. But I also think it's a washout too, because people are getting just tired. I mean, you can only, so let's say Fortnite as an example, because Fortnite is the king. I mean, you don't get bigger than Fortnite on a shooter, on a Royale, and you can only introduce so many characters. I mean, my God, they've had everything from Naruto, Family Guy, the K-pop Demon Hunters. I think one time they had a burrito. I mean, you can just fill up your game with all sorts of characters, but it's always the same game. And you're right. They're basically turning Fortnite into Roblox, hopefully with less pedophiles. But they're adding all this stuff into Fortnite to try to keep it up and relevant and keep it that cash flow coming. Call of Duty, they're not going to go full Family Guy, DLC characters until I think they hit that we need the money part of it. And unfortunately, I think
I want to say they did have Family Guy skins
on Call of Duty.
I'm pretty sure
on Call of Duty.
I thought so.
No, they had. I know they had Seth Rogen on there, and
they didn't have Peter Griffin like Call of Duty skin.
They may have, but I'm pretty sure. I know that was Fortnite did it. But
no, there wasn't a Family Guy. Call of Duty did American Dad.
Oh, they did
yes, that's right. Yeah. So I mean,
close enough.
Exactly. But the other problem is I think it's the market gets so saturated with these same games. What was the hero shooter that just went?
High guard.
You keep filling the toilet up with the same crap. It's got to get flushed eventually. And that's what they're doing. They're just filling it and filling it. I mean, it's Taco Tuesday, and it's the same thing.
Every day is Taco Tuesday.
Every day. I could eat a taco every day. But, it's oversaturation of that type of game. Everybody's vying for the Fortnite money. Call of Duty, they've done well for themselves. I honestly didn't think they would keep going as long as they have with theirs. But Call of Duty is also one of the biggest franchises in the world, too. So they have a player base. Red Sec, for Battlefield 6, I don't think the reviews have been great on that. And I don't think their player count's been.
Red Sec is
Red Sex is a different thing. I'll explain how that works later.
It's only during 1 month. Red Sec is it's fine for a battle royale. It's kind of fun, but again, people don't play Battlefield for a battle royale, right? I think it was stupid for them to even try to introduce that into it. People play, because it's already has Battlefield has always had a massively multiplayer. That's the whole point of Battlefield, right? That the big battles. And so you're just adding in this battle royale component into this Red Sec part, which is just stupid. The concept of it's fine, but I don't think that's what people wanted. So I think it was stupid for DICE and EA to do on that.
Yeah, to me, Red Sec felt just more like a small multiplayer, not like a battle royale. But what do you think, Pat? You're not what some would call the battle royale shooter guy.
I only play with you guys when you play, and I have played Red Sec with Nick mostly. And I think we play a 3-player game at least once or twice, but I think Nick and I did a couple of duos quite frequently enough. And it felt really, to be honest, it felt really sparse in their game because we barely ran into people most times, and the only time really when we'd see people most time is when you got the hunted thing. I can't remember what it says, but other players are approaching and you're like, oh, okay, cool. I'm going to set up and ambush them. Or when we drove the tank through the group of them that one time when they were like, you got to hunt these players. And we're like, cool, I'm going to drive this tank right in the middle of all of them. Right. And just do that, it's not my jam what these type of games are, but live services generally aren't my jam for games. So for somebody like me, I'm like, cool, maybe here's the funny thing. I can remember specifically stating I am sick and tired of open world games, right? But now I'm looking and I'm going, I am sick and tired of everything that's coming out as a live service game. So, it seems like we've done a whole 180 on this thing where we're just like, oh, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. So, it was tired of open world games, and now it's like I'm tired of live service games, and eventually we're gonna be like, I'm tired of open world, I'm gonna go back to live service, because Crimson Desert's about to come out, right? And that's one of the big ones on everybody's mind right now. And I'm definitely interested and I'm wanting to play it. We played Marathon not too long ago. I don't know. To me, I didn't like that game. I didn't like the art direction on it. I didn't like the gameplay loop. And it's a little bit difficult to separate the players from the NPCs in that game a little bit. So that makes it a little bit rougher. You're like, is that a player or is that an NPC? And then you watch them and you're like, okay, that's NPC movement, and all that kind of crap. I don't know if that game has staying power. I think when it had released back on the 5th of March, they had 88,000 all-time peak players back in that day. And it's steadily gone down. I think we're now sitting around 58,000 peak hour players or something like that on Steam. Whereas it was just, what today's the 13th. So on the 9th, there were 71,000. So it's steadily going down. But what number is sustainable for a live service game like Marathon? And that I don't know. What's funny too is I think they had like a pretty good sales release. It's just the players aren't sticking around for whatever reason. I heard that it was a little bit rough, but yeah, I heard that they actually had probably sold quite a bit of
I was gonna say like I read like 2 million.
Yeah, I think, and I saw sometime they had like a 500,000 all-time like peak on like and on like all kinds of stuff, and that was like Twitch stats, so number of streams for Twitch. So I don't know, and right now I'm looking at like some Twitch stats, and there's only 12,000 people watching Marathon, whereas like a couple of days ago it was at 28,000. So I don't know how long this one can stay on and at the rate they're going, but I don't know. We'll see. I for one don't typically contribute to these unless you guys do. And so Battlefield, we played Battlefield. That that's a live service game, but it's not Battle Royales. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a Battle Royale fan. I don't typically play that with you guys. Red Sec, I think we played the least amount of all the Battlefield games. We only
I think I played a couple rounds with both of you, and it was just I mean, we enjoyed our time together playing it, but the game itself was
that game was a little bit unbalanced. I thought too, because if somebody just happens to get a tank early on, you're kind of hosed. They're just going to come through blasting everybody. And you're just like, I have no way of taking this thing out. I have no anti-armor anything, yet. And that tends to happen sometimes. Somebody will get lucky with an early key drop, go in and unlock a tank, and next thing you know, tank's barreling through the map, and you're like, well, this sucks.
Yep. I'm going to lay down in front of it.
Yeah. I might as well hide from it and see if I can get it, if it doesn't see me, and maybe I'll survive to keep playing.
Run out of gas.
Yeah. Maybe somebody else will damage it.
What's the most popular sandbox out there right now?
Skyrim? I don't know.
Ones with all the cat turds in it.
Yeah, that one. It depends on what you're talking about. Sandbox, like Sandbox game or Sandbox MMO.
I think it's a generalized, anything that's open. I think
if you're talking about Sandbox games, you're probably thinking Minecraft, right? That's like probably the most popular Sandbox game out there. Roblox probably fits under that. Terraria fits under that.
Yeah, Terraria would. I don't know about Roblox. I think that's FBI's most wanted or some shit.
Yeah, and then you got Grand Theft Auto, and then EVE Online. EVE Online's a Sandbox MMO. Yeah. So I mean, those are your big players out there. So, and I mean,
I'm okay with the battle royales and the looter shooters and all that dying down. Give it time to maybe reinvent itself later. But no, Battlefield we played the crap out of, and then something else popped up shiny and new. Like, oh, I'm gonna go play that, and now we're the three of us are going to jump into Toxic Commando, and we're going to complete that hopefully, and then we'll find something else shiny and new.
Well, Toxic Commando is really short, so that's what she said. Like 6 hours short.
Well, crap! I already did 20
so
minutes.
So we'll finish it in one night.
Yeah, that's what everybody's complaining about. That's the complaint about Toxic Commandos, is that it's extremely, extremely short.
Yeah, see, that's bullcrap because it's $40.
30 if you do the bundle deal.
No, I didn't do the bundle deal. I didn't even catch that. I remember we talked about it too.
Yeah.
Well, next time we'll talk about how to look for bundles and save money, because I just screwed up and spent an extra $10. Me. But no, I think Sandbox games can be more fun anyways. I think there's more variety and things to do in those. But one thing I hate about Sandbox games is, and Pat will agree because I think Pat gets more aggravated than I do, all the little shiny things on the map, all the little hidden things on the map. That drives me nuts because I found 5. I might as well find 10. Oh shit, I found 10. Might as well go find the other 508.
I don't mind the hidden things, but I don't like is the shiny things on them. And when we're talking hidden things, I'm talking like Elden Ring hidden things. I like that in a game. What I don't like is, the collectibles. I found 5 of these out of 10, and now I got to find this one, and this is driving me nuts. And now I've spent so much damn time on it. I need to look at a guide because I'm not going to go away without getting it, and you're just like, okay.
Yeah. I think the last thing I collected every little thing on like that was, oh God. Nick, what was the game where you found the orbs and you're playing the cops? It was an Xbox exclusive. Crackdown? Yeah,
Crackdown.
Crackdown 2 was the last time I think I found every little hidden item and orb and all that crap.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I'm not the biggest one of these fans of these games. So to me, it's no love lost, if you will. But at the same time, it's just a cyclical thing, right? Everybody was tired of open world games, and now it's like, oh, open world games are making a comeback.
Yeah, it'll run its course.
And I just think it's because we have had nothing. It seems like nothing but a stream of like live service games here for the last, I don't know how long, but it just seems like live service after live service after live service. And as many live service games as we had, they can't all survive, right?
Yep. Yeah. A revolving door of closures.
True. They can't all survive.
In the end, there could be
can't
only
survive.
I mean, especially like in a market flooded with, especially like battle royales, hero shooters and stuff like that. For like Marathon and Arc Raiders, like Marathon, I don't know if that game will survive or not. I mean, it has dropped in player count, but it's not like anything like High Guard did, right? High Guard went from like 90,000 to like 500 in like in a couple days, right? So, so they're still keep it, but the thing about Marathon that can keep it, that it has a little bit of staying power in its pocket, I should say, is there's not a huge extraction shooter market. It's not flooded with those. There are games out there, but I mean, like if you think about what's the biggest extraction shooter, Arc Raiders. What's the second biggest? Like Escape from Tarkov, and how many people play that one?
I thought that one was, well, let's just put it this way: the daily peak of Arc Raiders is 170,000 players.
Right. Yeah, it's still number one.
Yeah. And then, I don't know what Escape.
I don't know whatever, I mean, because if you think of extraction shooters, there's not a lot of those out there. You got Escape from Tarkov, which is your other extraction shooter, right?
Arc Raiders bigger than Helldivers?
I mean, Helldivers isn't really, I mean, I don't know. Is it an extraction shooter? I guess you could say it is.
I mean, to me, that's an extraction shooter.
Well,
go in, grab shit
I don't know if it's quite an extraction shooter.
It is. Well, and all I get to go by is Steam numbers. That's the only one that actually reports anything. Yeah. Steam says Helldiver, but remember, Helldivers 2 it did come out on Steam, or did it's only 56,000 players a daily max.
Now, a good thing too is Marathon is also on consoles. Mm-hmm. So that helps it. I don't know. Is Arc Raiders on Xbox and PlayStation?
Arc Raiders everywhere. And so is Helldiver. And so
that helps. That helps all those games, right? Being everywhere too.
I think if Helldivers 2 can survive on Steam. Was it originally released on Steam? I was trying to remember.
No, it wasn't, because we bought it on PC, PlayStation.
So that's why it's so low number. I bet the PlayStation numbers are massive for Helldivers 2.
Yeah, we don't get to see those though.
Yeah, you don't get to see those. So all we really have to go.
I mean, I'm sure that number for Helldivers, even though it's still a good game, I'm sure it has died down quite a bit.
I don't know, man. Like, I mean, it has gone out quite a bit, but I mean, they're releasing new war bonds all the time still. And like I sent you guys that video, I'm like, when the hell did they get tanks?
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
but I mean, like, I just don't know. I mean, you probably have like your dedicated players, but I don't know how many people come. I mean, you probably got people that come back, but they don't stick with it long term. Like kind of like we do, right? I mean, we come back every once in a while. But that's what they want,
right? They want you to come back, buy the war bonds, and move on, and then come back when the war bond comes out. I mean, that's really what they want, because then you're not stressing their servers. Players can filter in and out, and it's like, hey, I don't care. They bought the war bond. I don't care if they finish it, as long as they bought it. That's really what matters to us.
Right.
So to them, that's good.
Right. But I mean, I guess like so if they consider Helldivers an extraction shooter, I guess it just doesn't have that like, it doesn't
have the PvP.
It doesn't have that loot aspect, right?
Yeah. Cause you don't come out with loot. Yeah. I mean, unless you call the super credits loot.
Right.
I would call the super credits loot because it's
and I guess you also get the materials, right, to upgrade your war bond, your.
So I mean, there's some looting, right? But but that's not the main priority.
You don't get it out.
It's really just going in and doing the
objectives,
right? Yeah. So I don't know. It's one of those areas where it's kind of like how do you categorize these games? But yeah, so I mean, if you think of the two biggest extraction shooters, you got Helldivers and Arc Raiders, right? I don't think Tarkov's a huge extraction shooter.
And we won't know because Tarkov wasn't on Steam until recently.
No, that's right. Yeah, it was originally like its own thing or something.
They have that Escape from Duck-Off that I think is doing pretty good on there.
Is that an extraction shooter too?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yep. You grab all the eggs.
Grab all the chicks.
It's a knockoff of Tarkov with just ducks, like rubber ducks.
Right, with ducks. So, I mean, it's like
rubber ducks.
The only thing, and that's what I was saying, like the only thing that could help that type of genre, not necessarily Marathon in general, but games coming out in that space is not flooded like Battle Royales or hero shooters is. Now, the more games that come out in that space, it will start to get flooded, and then we're going to run into the same issue there, right? But
and if you think about it, like Division 2 is getting really popular again because of their roadmap, and their mode is they have an extraction mode too, which I think is one of their more popular features is the Dark Zone extraction modes, which is
I read like they were going to do something with the extraction zone for for Division.
Yeah, there's a new DLC coming out for the Division 2. Yeah, because everybody got excited for the next Division when they made their announcement, and then so they're like, we're going to do some stuff for Division 2, which I love that game, and I still play it today. I'm actually in Clan, and I still have I still pop in and play it every now and then.
I didn't know you were in the Clan.
I'm in the Clan. I got a Clan Tux.
You got the hood and everything. He's a white belt.
He's still new. We're burning a T for tolerance. But no, I'm okay with the die down of their popularity. I think that'll help bring more innovation to other genres.
I hope so.
Or a new genre.
Yeah, I hope so. Genre. I mean, someone will come up with some new type of genre or some weird thing like Battle Royales were, right?
Yep.
I mean, Fortnite wasn't the first, right? It was really PUBG, and there was probably something before PUBG, right? It was just PUBG is the one that made it popular, but Fortnite brought it into the mainstream, really. Anywho, but yeah, I mean, it's these statistics don't really, it's kind of to be expected. I feel like more than anything, like, of course, over time, a popular genre is going to die off, right? I mean, if we were flooded with RPGs, I mean, which we get a lot, but I mean, like really popular RPGs that people play like over and over again, then you would see a die down of RPGs being played because people are just tired of playing them, right? And then they would start playing shooters or racing games or whatever, right? So it's just one of those. But then people will come back, right? You'll see a surge of, give it some time, give it a few years, and you'll see a surge of people coming back to Battle Royales and stuff, right? Yeah. And these types of games. So it's just market trends, I think, more than anything.
Yeah. And just real quick, Fortnite launched in 2017, early access. So it's coming up on 9 full years. It's like July of 2017. That's a long time to be playing that same damn game.
Right.
Now, granted, I've played certain games countless times, but never straight every day.
Right. Yeah. Me neither. And like there's a lot of games I play daily and stuff like that, or play every so often, but not to the dedication, right? I mean, there's so many games that I play in so many genres. Like I don't like to stick with one type and one genre. I like to float around to all sorts of different games. So
he likes to get around.
I like to get around.
He's a game hoe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am. You guys got anything else you want to add?
Nope. Game hoe.
All right. Well, let us know down in the comments below. Are you a game hoe? If so, let us know in the comments below. But also let us
glory hole.
Yes, and let us know what you think of Battle Royale. It's dying down. Like I said, it's to be expected after a while, right? You can't ride that gravy train forever. Let us know down in the comments below what you think. Other than that, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Subscribe. It's free. See you next time.
See ya.